Obviously, a nice run in the postseason for Homestead last year, but I know you guys want to take it at least another step further. So what is it about this team that you're going to have to do to take it to another level and win a state championship?
Our guard play has definitely improved and just continue to do what we did last year, well play defense, rebound, and contest shots and use our length and get out and run the floor.
What did you learn from last year as a team that you guys can apply this season?
We learned how much you got to be on top of your game when it comes down to winning, when it becomes between a few points and a few rebounds, and just how important every play is.
For you, the reclassification. Now, I know we talked about it during the summer, but for you, this is now your senior year. So how hungry are you and how hungry is this team knowing that this is the season you guys have to put it all together?
We're definitely hungry and we're holding each other accountable, but we're not going to pressure each other into that. We're going to go out and play the game and do what we can do and what we do at our best, and that's hopefully we win the state championship.
Obviously, you guys are conditioning, but day one of practice is still a little ways away. What is going to be the biggest focus, you believe, when day one of practice rolls around for this team?
Defense. Being able to guard your man and stay in front of the ball.
As far as you go, a whirlwind summer. What did you take away from the Team USA experience that's going to make you a better player when we see you suit up for Homestead on Friday night?
Just playing hard on every possession, just knowing that it may be your last possession or maybe the last time you may be in the game or just anything like that, just every possession and just to win. Everything to win. You don't worry about what shows up on the stat sheet. You just want to win.
As far as your college career, who are some of the schools that you're looking at right now, some of the visits, and you think you'll be signing in the early period, or are you waiting on that decision?
I won't be signing in the early period. It'll definitely be down the road, and there's a lot of schools that I'm looking at. So far, the only schools I've visited this fall, though, are Kentucky and Arizona. I haven't got a chance to go out to Michigan State, Purdue, or any of the other schools like Duke or who else? I'm trying to think of it real quick. It comes top of my mind. I haven't got out to Auburn, or I haven't got out to Pitt. I haven't got out to any of those schools, New Mexico, or Cal.
What's it going to take in your mind? What are going to be the biggest factors when it comes to picking a school for you?
Feeling familiar with the coaching staff and just being able to play right away. Having time to come in, and get a chance to play right away and get put into a big role.
Okay, Dana, obviously a nice run in the postseason last year for this Homestead team, but what do you guys learn from last year that is going to allow you to take the next step for this season?
I think the biggest thing from last year's experience in making that deep postseason run is that we got to see firsthand the kind of chemistry that you have to develop and also the dedication, the hard work you have to put in, and especially the intensity that you have to bring each and every day to practice and every game. Because once you get to the postseason, win or go home, everybody's going to be giving it their best shot. And so you have to be able to bring your A game every time. You got to be good and you got to be lucky.
Caleb and you on the inside, pretty good combination, but you've added some parts on the perimeter as well. So how are you guys gelling as a team, and what are going to be some of the strengths of this team as a whole here in 2014-2015?
I think it's hard at this point to really pick a weakness that we have. I mean, just looking at who we have proven commodities. Caleb and I coming back from last year. Jordan, obviously, he was a junior all-star. That alone speaks for itself. He's a great player. J.J. Foster coming in from Lures. You can see he was newcomer of the year in the SAC. So we got a lot of individual talent coming in. The biggest thing is seeing how we all work together. I mean, obviously, it's a new season, a new group of guys. We got to really get in there and get that chemistry with one another, get familiar with one another again, get that touch. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That way we can really play off of one another and really be able to use each other to the best of our capabilities.
Given all those new pieces and you and Caleb, how do you guys avoid succumbing to the hype, I guess? Because everyone's going to pick you as a conference favorite, as a state favorite for a championship. How do you avoid, giving into that hype?
We just got to take things one game at a time and know that with that hype, everybody's going to be gunning for us. We're going to have that target on our back. And so we're going to have to be extra careful and make sure that each and every game we're treating it like it could be our last, like it's the conference championship, like it's the state championship. You got to have that same winning mentality in order to have that continued success.
Well, we've got to continue to get better from the guard spot. We've got to learn to do the little things. That's what I continue to try to preach, not make the mistakes. I mean, we've got to cut down on turnovers, and I think, for the most part, we did that last year. When we went on a little bit of a run, being able to win the sectional and regional, ball bounced our way. We wouldn't make crucial turnovers at crucial times. We would hit big shots. And being in it, as long as I've been in it, you've got to be lucky. You've got to be good. and we had a little bit of that last year. We do have the talent, but you still have to have that little bit of luck on your side, the ball bounce your way, because there are a lot of good teams out there. So we have to be ready to play each and every day, and hopefully our kids will come focused and practice to where they will put ourselves in a position to be successful again this year.
Having Caleb and Dana both in the post, how does that set up what you guys do specifically offensively?
Well, we're wanting to continue to pound the ball inside. I mean, we want to make it to where they're going to have to surround him with 2 or 3, meaning Caleb with 2 or 3 guys. Same way with Dana. I mean, there are not many combinations like we are blessed to have as far as 2, 6'9" Division I big men. Now it's being able to find the guards, be able to get them the basketball, be able to, once teams collapse on them, be able to make an outside jump shot. And, I feel like our kids have worked extremely hard to put ourselves in a position, but it's a long year, and we have to make sure that the injury bug is away from us. We have to make sure that we mesh as a team, as well as throwing away the individual glory for the big prize, and that's hopefully a state championship.
Joe Alt obviously played a big role for you guys on the perimeter last year, but you got some transfers in. Who are some of the guys that are now on this roster that are going to fill that void outside on the perimeter for you?
Well, I mean, we have a lot of players back from last year's team. We will definitely miss Joe Alt and Ryan Cotter, 2 big key ingredients to our success last year. But, you have Teddy Ray, you have Ben Skoranek, the newcomers with J.J. Foster and Jordan Geist. So, it's going to be a situation, and with Taj Curry, he's another big part of it, to where he's back from last year's team, averaged about 10 and a couple steals a game. So, you have to make sure that everybody is playing hard, playing together, and put ourselves in a position to be successful.
You guys are loaded when you take a look at the roster, but what is your biggest concern?
Well, the big concern is making sure everybody's playing together. The big concern is making sure they don't listen to everybody else to tell them how great they are. A lot of good teams, like I said, and if they think they can just roll the ball out there and say we're going to win, they're totally wrong, because teams are going to be prepared for them. Teams are going to be ready to play them. They want to knock them down. When somebody is on a top of a pedestal, they want to see them knocked down, and we're going to get their best each and every week. So, our kids are going to have to be prepared each and every day, starting November 10th, to come into practice hard, leave as a team, and then throw away thinking of what they need to do for themselves and say, what can we do for Homestead High School and this team?